I just paid $3,000 to do a Zoom call with this guy here who was talking about marketing, all things marketing. And if you're not familiar with Alex Ramosi, he just did a $100 million launch for this. He sold $100 million in these things. And I have a whole bunch of them to give away for free. And I got a bunch of stuff. And one of them was this Zoom call. I just got off today. And I wanted to talk about this while it's fresh in my mind. So this is just going to be kind of me riffing from my notes. I will share most of this. I need to look through to see if I need to blur anything out. But this is my thoughts of this training on basically 4 hours straight of talking about all things marketing, how to generate more leads. So I'm going to talk about this from the real estate agent perspective. If you don't know who I am, my name is Christian Stubbs, team leader and owner of Onyx Homes. We've sold about $800 million since 2020. And this is the stuff that we are using to dramatically increase our marketing. And there's a huge takeaways in here. So let me just walk you through this entire thing. So first of all, there was 3 different goals they gave us in the call. And I'm looking over at my other screen if you're wondering what I'm looking at here. So one is ensuring that getting more leads is actually the best use of your resources. This is number one is as real estate agents. I think the thing that I've consistently learned over and over and over at all levels is agents dramatically underestimate how many leads they need to generate in order to hit their goals, just period. That's number one. Goal 2 they mentioned here was show the best ways to get more leads. And I was just on a phone call with one of my buddies today, not a real estate agent, but he was asking me like, hey, do you think I should go buy $100,000 house? I got 200 grand. Should I go buy $200,000 houses in Alabama and cash flow $500 a month? I was like, what's the goal here? And the reality was like, does that work? Sure. Does this other path also work? Yeah. And which one is going to be more likely to work with less risk? That was really the question. It's the same thing for you as an agent. I just thought it was really relevant. And then goal number 3 was to pick the right path to get more leads, because there's a lot of different ways to get more leads. You want to make sure you're picking the right path for you. Okay. So here's a few strategic principles. And if you're not familiar with Alex Ramosi's content, highly recommend it. We've invested a lot of money to learn from this guy, and it's made a massive difference in me personally and the business. Here are a few of the principles that he talks about. So we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught. We relive this constantly as leadership with our team. Is very rarely do we need to bring up new stuff with our agents. We just need to do the basics at a high level consistently over and over and over, and everybody sells more houses, everybody's happier, everybody makes more money. But we want novelty as humans. Like, we want new, fun, exciting things. And the reality is new, fun, exciting isn't good for sales. It's not good for real estate at all. Customers do not need new stuff. They need to hear what's going on in the market. They need to hear the market update. They need to hear relevant information about the area they're looking in, the best ways to sell homes right now, right? All of those things are what they need to know. They need to be reminded more than they need to be taught. They don't need to learn new things necessarily. Core principle number 2 is volume negates luck. Volume of work negates luck. So if you knock on 2 doors and somebody lists their house, 100% luck. You're not a good door knocker. You're not a good salesperson. That is 100% luck. If you knock on 100,000 doors, you're going to sell houses, and it's for sure going to be more than one. And that is where volume negates luck. So if you just door knock more, or you just cold call more, or you just post more content, whatever it is, you are going to get way better at it. And this is where, like, if you call 100 people, maybe you do a deal. If you call 1,000 people, maybe you do a deal or two. If you call 1 million people, you're going to do deals for sure. And this is where you just need to do more generally. And again, I paid a lot of money to learn this, but like, learn is the wrong word. They didn't need to learn. A lot of it was just like, do more. Okay, so quality has a quantity, or rather quantity has a quality of its own. What that means is there's a story that he actually said that I'll share as well too, is there was, I don't even remember the context of this, but 2 different groups of, I believe it was students in high school or middle school, were told to make clay pots. Group number 1 was told to make as many clay pots as possible in a 10-hour period. Group number 2 was told to make 1 perfect pot. What ended up happening was at the end of the, let's say 10 hours or whatever it was, the group number 2 had 1 pot. But group number 1 that was just told to make as many as possible, not only made way more, obviously, than 1 pot, they made, let's say, hundreds of them. They also made better pots than just the 1. And the reason it was better is because they had, let's say they made 100, they had 100 times more experience making pots than the first group did. They constantly tried to make the 1 perfect, versus the other ones just continued to do more volume, and they ended up making it better in the first place. Next is, if necessity is the mother of invention, repetition is the father of skill. Meaning, again, same thing. If you do the same thing repeatedly over and over, you're going to get better at it. This is what I was talking about earlier. This is for advertising's sake. Mind you, this entire thing is about marketing. So make it about them, not about you. Assume they have no idea who you are, no idea what you do, and that they have a 3rd grade education. You want to make it simple, make it about them, which goes right into this. Be specific, not general. The benefit of the benefit. Meaning, what is the benefit of the benefit? You want to be super specific. So if I'm talking about a consumer is going to save money if they use me, it's like, well, how? How are they going to save money? And how much are they going to save? Right? That's like, you want to be very specific. Clear over clever. Get to the point. This is where like I have really like anytime I listen to my content, I'm like, Christian, get to the point. Right? Like just get to it. Nobody cares about the fluff. So clear over clever. I'll stop talking then. Only say what only you can say, show what only you can show. I struggle with this a lot with content for real estate agents because a lot of real estate agents make exactly the same marketing. And this is something that we constantly try to differentiate ourselves, is what is something we only can do here at Onyx Homes that others just can't do. And a lot to come on this for sure. Proof over promise. Instead of saying, I promise you're going to get a better deal with working with me, like show proof that your clients get good deals working with you. State the facts and tell the truth, and then brand over everything. I cannot emphasize this enough. This has been a major impact for us. So questions to handle. This is some painful stuff right here, to be honest. Questions to ask yourself: can you handle more leads? So if yes, question number 2 is, can you spend more and get more? And if you answered yes to both of those, then do it. What the fuck are you waiting for? Like literally. And this is like a punch in the face because we can handle more. We absolutely can spend more. And why aren't we? Like this is my real answer as a team leader is, well, we're not cash flow positive on the spend we're doing, but it is working. So like we'll be making money in 6 months, but like if we spent double, we'd be making double the money in 6 months. So like it is already working on not new, but like doing way more of something that's worked. Like why aren't we doing more? Pro tip, we just need to do more. This is my actual pro tip for me. So it's working in a smaller scale due to smaller spend. Mind you, this is all relative, but the smaller spend is $25,000 a month. We're generating almost as many pay-per-click leads as we are from Zillow. It's double-ish. But of course, obviously, pay-per-click leads are much lower quality than Zillow. So of course, we're not seeing as many deals come as fast as we want. We're not seeing the same volume of deals. We do 12 deals a month from Zillow, and we'll do, let's say, 3 deals a month from this, two deals a month from this new source that we can get up. So like, obviously we're not doing enough. And the other thing is start counting in thousands, not ones and tens. This is huge for agents. Is like, oh, I made 20 phone calls today. It's like, cool. Like you worked 3 hours, maybe. Like that's just increase the amount of volume you look at. Question for growth. I wrote this from like a team leader perspective, but this is relevant for everybody. Is it easier to double the productivity of your existing team, or is it easier to double the size of your team? I talk to real team leaders all the time. Like, I want a small team. I want 5 agents. I want whatever. Like, if you had to double the team, do you think it'd be easier to double the size of the team or to double the productivity of all your agents? It's absolutely easier to double the team. And then you can get a 10 or 20% lift on the whole team. And that's a 120% increase. Doubling the team without that is still going to be 100% growth. So here's a note for an agent. If you're doing a deal a month or $1 million a month, let's say in volume, you do enough work in a month to do a deal. If you did 30 times the amount of work, you would do a deal a day. Just a reality check. It's like, if your goal is 2 deals a month, you're currently doing 1. You're doing half as much work as you need to do. Here's probably the biggest thing for agents that I see they screw up, is when do you do something new? You do something new when you've completely maximized the market. You have not maximized the market. I have not maximized the market. You do it when the market or the platform is shrinking. Platform meaning like if Facebook was shrinking, or if you are doing mailing advertising in newsletters, that platform is shrinking. Your market probably isn't shrinking. We're in Southern California, which is certainly not shrinking. And then the third thing is the incremental returns are greater than doing more and or better of what you're already doing. Almost as a real estate agent, I can pretty much say it is guaranteed you are going to make more money if you just do more of what you're already doing that's working. I promise you can do more. I got a call. I did an audit with one of my buddies, and he did $950,000 in GCI last year. And I was like, dude, it must have killed you to not do $1 million. He's like, I know. I was like, you should just bought a house. Anyway, he was asking me, he's like, I want to get to like 1.5. And I'm like, okay. I assume you didn't want to hop on this call for me to say like you could just like he gets most of his business from expireds and for sale by owners. I'm like, I assume you didn't get on the call for me to just tell you like you could just call more people. He's like, no, I know I could do that. It's like, that's not how I want to grow the net. So he didn't even need to do something new. He literally just, we found a part of his business he did this much effort and got this much business from, and like just put in that much effort and like 5x that one lead source. So that's not even doing something new. It's doing more and better of something he's already doing. So anyway, this broke down ads, organic, and outreach, and just some different things. So first thing is better offer, better lead magnet. This is something we suck at as real estate agents. Most people say, call me for all your real estate needs, which is just horse shit. Here's ways to make it better. You can make it faster. So if I said, hey, you can get into escrow 30 days guaranteed, that would make it happen faster. Or I can sell your house in a third of the time. Average days on market is 30 days on market. I can sell it in 7 for full price. For full market value, that would be a better offer. Risk, how can I make it less risky? Your home sold guarantee type of thing. So like, for example, if you cannot sell it at the list price in 7 days, then you give them all, like you do sell for free. That'd be a better offer than most agents. Most agents don't do anything like this. So how can you make it faster? How can you make it less risky? How can you make it easier? Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, you don't have to do anything. I'm going to bring in the home prep. I'm going to bring the declutter. I'm going to bring in the packer. I'm going to do all this stuff. You can make it easier. And then how are you attracting clients? This is a big one. This is the whole point of this book here. How can you attract more clients to your business with either free, attracting clients to your business? This is the big one for real estate agents. Upsells, downsells, and this is a big too for real estate agents. There's kind of more to come there. Attracting more people. It doesn't mean they have to pay for stuff, right? You could do free lead magnets, which is probably what you should be doing. You could do giveaways. You could, like, for example, you could say, hey, I'm going to sell somebody's house for free. I'm going to sell one house for free every month. All you have to do is drop your name, phone number, email, address, and I'll put you in the raffle to sell your house for free. And then let's say you get 1,000 leads, and one of those 1,000 leads, you're going to list a house for free. But you get 999 seller leads of people who wanted to list their house for free. And then maybe you just call all of those other people and you say, hey, bad news, good news. Bad news is you didn't win the free listing. Good news is I got a 25% discount from X% to minus 25%. If you want to sell your house, do you want to learn more? And they're like, still getting a big bonus. They're still getting a big thing, but you're generating leads that way. Win your money back. I wrote this from a team leader perspective. This would be great if we get agents productive. For example, if an agent said, hey, let's just say, for example, you put $1,000 on the line, and I say, hey, if you do all the things that we know make successful agents in the first 90 days, we'll give you your money back. That would for sure make agents more productive. There's other ways to do this as well too. This whole concept is this book, this section, this portion of the book. There's way more in it, obviously, which is free in the community if you have not already done that thing. All right, next thing is better lead magnet. So a better dream outcome match. There's a lot of different ways to do this. You can reveal problems. You can trial solutions. You can do one step of a multi-step process. So think of it like for real estate agents, one step of a multi-step is if you're selling your house, you're going to need to prep it. So you might do like a free home, like if you're going to prep your house, maybe you'll do a free consultation where you'll tell them what they need to do in order to maximize their home's value. So if you're selling a house in the next 12 months, here's a free whatever. Or you could even be as simple as like, if you're going to be selling your house, here's the 11 things you need to do to maximize your home's value. Spend the least amount of money to maximize your home's value. That might just be a simple PDF, might be a video, might be some sort of a course you're going to put together, whatever it might be. These would all be lead magnets to get more business. Okay, so this is a better lead magnet or offer. Next thing was more ads. So if you're not running ads, this might be irrelevant, but I think this is just the reality of how much more you need to do. So I'm going to benchmark. We are local businesses as real estate agents. So if you're spending $1,000 a month, you should be making 5 to 10 ads per month. Okay, in ad spend. So if you're spending $1,000, 10 ads. If you're spending $10,000, 100 ads. This is like a huge reality check for us. I think I'm currently spending $8,000 a month on Meta specifically, and I have like 9 ads going. So I am like doing 10% of the amount of ads that I actually need to do. Maybe 15 ads, but I'm not anywhere near the amount of ads that I need to be running so that I don't burn through my local market. This is like for Meta, not for, or like YouTube video ads, not for like Google keywords. Lifecycle ads. So this would be, for example, like for you as a customer, for you as an agent, you are listing somebody's house. Well, what are the steps that happen in a listing? Well, they meet you somehow. They do a listing consultation. They might do like a 2-step listing consultation. One might be a walkthrough. One might be your actual presentation. Then you get the house ready for sale. Then you launch the home. Then you negotiate on offers. And then you put it in escrow. And then you close it. And every step of that can be advertising. Like you should be advertising the pre-listing way more than you're advertising the back half. Because everybody kind of already knows what happens in the back half. You could also do in-person events. You can collect tons of social proof from this. We need to do a customer appreciation party. We also need to do recruiting events from a company standpoint. But you should collect written testimonials at these things, video testimonials, and then show the social proof, right? So like we are going to do a massive customer appreciation party, and it's going to cost probably 10, 20 grand. But just getting the video testimonials from hundreds and hundreds of past clients that are showing up, happy past clients showing up, the referrals that we will get from that will absolutely become a return on investment. It would be 100% worth it. Same thing with recruiting events as well too. Communication, communities, there's a lot of stuff there as well too. I'm going to skip past that. Better creative for the right audience. So if you're making ads, here's kind of a pro tip. We do this not to this scale, but when I run ads, we do this. So we will make multiple hooks. So like the thing that I probably should be filming right now instead of this is just so top of mind, I wanted to hit it, is I'm writing ads for recruiting right now. And I need to write 10 hooks, and this says 50. So I need to write more hooks. And then 3 to 5 pieces of meat, so like the meat of the ad, and then 1 to 3 different call to actions. What happens is you can take those 50 hooks and you can put them on your, let's say you do 3 meats, right? Meat is like the actual, what is the ad talking about? The hook is the first 3 to 5 seconds. So you take 50 hooks on 3 different meats, that's 150 right there. Then you have, let's say 3 different call to actions. That's, what did I just say? 150 times 3. Now we're at 450 different ads, right? And all the big thing here is doing that many different hooks, because the hook is everything in content. It's also in ads. Better targeting. Are you getting the right people to opt in? So actually look at the people who opt into your leads. If you're getting 12-year-olds to opt into your leads, your ads, you're probably running the wrong targeting. If you need to change, now I know targeting for real estate agents is almost impossible, but your content will do the targeting for you. That's really important. If you're talking to broke people, you're probably going to attract broke people. If you're talking to rich people, you're probably going to attract rich people. Things of that nature. Higher return on ad platforms. I'm going to kind of skip past this because I don't think it was really super relevant for real estate agents. Organic is super relevant for real estate agents. So make more content. Myth, you can max out platforms. So have you ever heard like, oh, you can only post twice a day on Instagram. You can post 3 times a day on TikTok, or like you can only post 2 YouTube videos. No, absolutely not. You can only max out the number of good posts that you can make. So he gave an example of there's a Bollywood, which is like Hollywood of India, I believe. There's an Instagram profile that is posting 100 times per day, and they are getting 1 billion views a month because they post 100 times a day. And it's not just like nonsense either. They post 100 good pieces of content a day so that they get tons and tons of views. So some of the hot takeaways here. Sorry, this is very raw. I'm just going through my notes. I just finished this. YouTube. So here's a reality check. Alex posts 3 shorts per day. This is just for YouTube. 3 shorts per day plus 1 to 2 longs per week. Layla, his wife, posts 3 shorts per day plus 1 to 2 longs per week. Dave Ramsey, who has a way bigger channel than Alex and Layla, posts 4 shorts a day and 3 longs a day. That's 21 longs in a week. And that's just on their 3 main channels. I think it was 2 main channels, actually. Patrick Bet David, 4 shorts a day and 9 longs a day. 9 longs a day. Long videos, meaning like 20-minute plus. And some of them are way longer. So when you're like, how in the world do these people have such big followings? It's because they do so much more. And they've done it for years. That's the other thing, is like, this doesn't happen overnight. This right here is a screenshot of what their current cadence is. So Alex's YouTube is getting back to 1 a week. It'll be 2 YouTubes a week. 3 Instagrams a day. YouTube Shorts 3 times a day. TikTok 4 times a day. 1 LinkedIn a day. 3 Facebook a day. 2 Threads a day. I don't even know what that is. And then Layla does whatever is down there as well too. So it's just a lot. It's a lot more. It's no wonder that they get out so much more content, or rather that their audiences have grown. It's because they post a lot. And they post good stuff a lot. So better call to actions. YouTube videos. So like if you're watching this on YouTube, there should be in the description above this a way to get into the free school community, or if you're in Southern California and want to join our team, like there should be a call to action right there. First 30% of every video, there should be a commercial ad to do whatever is making the most sense. And then the community tab crushes. We don't do this at all. So like you're going to start seeing this come from us for sure. From this will probably, I said I paid $3,000 for the Zoom call. We will make that almost guaranteed on just this thing that we're not doing right now, the community tab, as I ruin my document right now. Instagram, ManyChat, I think we've all probably seen that. Link in bio. We're not doing a link in bio anymore. We're finding the one thing that makes the most sense we want them to do. TikTok sucks, and then Instagram. This is hilarious. So if you're focusing a lot on TikTok, like the platform just does not have super high quality for lead conversion. Just that's what they say. If you're already crushing it, then continue. LinkedIn, it's all about comments. So put your link in the profile, give them a reason to comment. The first comment, then comment. The comments is the algorithm, and LinkedIn is crushing for them. It's also probably really good for real estate agents as well too. We do not focus on LinkedIn at all. We don't have the resources for it. Email, reward cycles, best open rate. So this is like, so I'll give you my 2 cents on email. If you're not doing it, do it. It is absolutely by far the easiest, biggest return you're going to get, period, the end. However, you do have to write good emails, and you need to write them. ChatGPT is not going to be your email copywriter. It can help you with ideas. It can help you clean stuff up. If you're a really bad writer, use it to help you get better at writing, but this needs to be in your words for sure. You want to get to value as soon as possible. You want to make them think of it as value per second of them reading it. If you are sending out nonsense, nobody's going to open your email. The best way to get better open rates is to send more valuable stuff. Over a long enough period of time, more people will open. We've been saying an email newsletter for probably 3 years now, and we have a very solid open rate because they're good emails. No other reason than that. Simple as it could be. Send as many as you can as long as they're still good. So they're doing 3 times a week. 20% of all their sales, which is millions of dollars, is from emails. Better content. So give away the secrets, sell the implementation. So for example, all of our content is like, you could just watch all the content and copy and paste what we do, either from an agent facing side or a consumer facing side. Like all of our training is literally for free on the internet for the most part. And if you want help implementing that into your, like here's a commercial. If you are a real estate agent in Southern California, you could just watch all of our trainings and then do everything we do on your own. You could totally do that. Or you could get the leads, get the systems, get the implementation, get the accountability and support so that you can just sell. So like you can do either way. I'm going to make the content. Like I don't need to gatekeep or keep all of this stuff for free. Just do it. The point for shorts, this is a different point. The point of shorts is to get people to watch your longs. You are getting attention by making short form content. The real value is in the long form content. The customers are way more valuable that come from long form. We see this across the board, especially on our consumer facing YouTube stuff. Written versus video. Written stuff is ideally to get them into video, which is fine as well too. Like podcast work there as well too. Live streaming versus everything. I thought this was wildly fascinating. Apparently we're going to start doing this as well too. He being Alex and his team, they're going to a very heavy live streaming like chunk of their business. And they did it with the book launch. They were live for 30 hours over the week, over a 72-hour weekend. They were live for 30 of the 72 hours selling their stuff. They did a $100 million launch. If they would have just done the hour-and-a-half presentation, they probably would have only done a $30 million launch. So they basically 3x their revenue by going live for 10 times longer. And it's so raw when it's live. Like this is recorded a little bit and polished, very little. But like if I was just live streaming this and you were able to comment right now and like, hey Krisha, what did you mean with this thing? Like you're way more engaged. Very interesting. The example here was something Mr. Beast had actually said, who's the biggest YouTuber in the world. And there was some, I don't even know what this was, but there was some like football stadium full of creator fans. And when like when the Instagram, like the A-list celebrities went out first and nobody cared about them at all. The next people that went out were the like Instagrammers, right? The TikTokers and Instagram, the short form people. And like some people were interested in that, meaning like audience clapping is how they were measuring this. YouTubers went out and it was like big difference, like big difference from short form to long form. And nobody cared about the A-list, mind you. And then the live streamers went out and like the place went freaking crazy. So the point is, the more raw, the more real, especially in a world of AI, the more raw, the more real you can be, the more your audience will actually like you. Very fascinating. and give as much proof as humanly possible. You should have a proof checklist in your business. Love this. Shorts will not build your brand. Shorts exist to drive people to your longs. I have to like constantly battle with my marketing manager, Carly, on this one because she likes short form. I like long form. And then come to find out today, she's like, oh, I watched all kinds of live stream. I'm like, that's long form. I don't care if it's vertical. That's long form. Anyway, fascinating. Okay, so these are the 4 different ways that you can get influence over somebody. Is status. So you have a scarce resource that they want. Trust fund kid has money. This would be like, for example, status would be like, my team has sold, $800 million. That's like, that would be credibility. Actually, that's a different. So credibility is like, you have proof that you know what you're doing. My team has sold $800 million in the last 6 years. We know how to sell real estate. I know how to build a team, and we know how to sell real estate. We know how to make agents successful. Likeness is like, if you're a younger person and you don't like wearing a suit every day, like you'll probably like me more than like the guy in a 3-piece suit or the gal in like the power whatever suit. Status is you have a resource they want. Like if you're an agent that wants leads, we have leads. Like agents can have status by, for example, having an off-market listing gives you status. Power, say do correspondence. Basically what this means is if I say, hey, do this, and you do it and it works for you, that gives power, right? So like if you go to your customers and you say, hey, you should talk to a second lender and you will get likely a better rate, and they do that and they save a lot of money, that gives you power because you helped them, right? Credibility, all these things, and visual likeness. I think I hit all those. So we're still talking about ads, mind you. So like all of this you could use in content and ads. Better targeting for organic. So we're not in a social media environment anymore. It is the interest media. So there's no more like, comment, all that stuff. Like it's just not. It's social media has moved into like the TV media is now just on our phones, right? Like Fox, CNBC, all the major channels. Nowadays, it's just like everybody has the ability to capture as much attention as good content you can make. And content is the targeting. So if I'm making content for real estate agents, this will be only served up to real estate agents or people that like this one might go one adjacent and talk about business. But if I'm talking about how a real estate agent can grow their business, that's who's going to see the content. And don't worry about the views. And I see this with my stuff all the time. If you're looking at my YouTube channel and you're like, this guy's got like 50 views on half of these videos. And the reality is for those 50 people are the right people watching the videos. Because I ask the agents that are coming in and interviewing our team every single week. And I say, hey, did you watch any of our content before coming in here? And I have asked the last 19 people, and 18 out of the last 19 people that have interviewed to join our team watched content prior to coming into the office. Wild. And these videos, like you see the channel, they're not viral, not an influencer by any stretch of the imagination. Make stuff your avatar likes, and the algorithm will show it to them. The alternative, you make stuff you hate, and you will get people you hate. So the example is make content for the people you want to attract. Don't make memes. Your brand is your association. So here's kind of a 6-step process you can walk through. Is determine your perfect avatar. Figure out what they want. Make content that helps them get what they want. Show how you have the things they want and are like them, and any proof you can. Ask them if they want help with call to actions, doing that thing. And then do as much as possible without getting bored and letting negative comments stop you. Because people say stupid shit on the internet all the time. Who cares? All right, repurposing. So the secret to volume is having an easy way to make content. For me, for example, as much as like my marketing team hates it, this medium for me is really easy. I can push a button. I can turn my lights on and off. It's just easy. And if I have to go like, if like the influencers on Instagram that are like setting up 97 different camera angles in order to make a video, I would never do that. I just like, that makes me want to kill myself. So I have to make making content easy for me. So for me, my way to do this is I write. So like this whole thing is all written. And now this obviously is just a video of me reading what I wrote. This is the easiest way. This is how I do pretty much everything. I write something, or I'll have a script written for me, and then I read the script and almost rewrite it, and then I do the video on it. And then the video gets turned into all of the other stuff. It gets chopped up. It gets, hey, Christian, you talked about this thing on this one video. Can you make a short about it? It's, oh, Christian talked about these 6 steps. Let's make a carousel of these 6 steps. Like, this is a post, this is a post, this is a post, This is like, you get the point? Like all of this stuff is additional posts as well too. That's repurposing. Level 1, make as much as you can. Level 2 is match it with proven hooks. So for example, if proven hooks is like, hey, this piece of content you did in the past crushed, let's take that hook and do that with other stuff as well too. Level 3 is find proven hooks that matches with content that crushed, and then build the machine that makes this happen automatically. Like, this is really hard. There's just really hard. If you're not as good as you want, you're probably not doing enough. If you look at my early content, garbage. Still not good now, but like much better. Reinvestment for service equals brand plus talent. Reinvestment for service. I don't really remember what this meant, but like your brand plus the talent you hire is my understanding of what my notes are. Your brand will attract better talent. That is reinvesting into the business. So you're reinvesting into your brand, and you're reinvesting into the people you're attracting to work for you, and you are getting better. That's, I believe, what my notes are. Outreach, qualifying leads. So if you haven't heard of this, this is interesting. This is BANT. So budget, authority, need, and timing. Budget, can they afford it? Authority, can they make the decision? Need, do they actually need what you sell? And timing is, do they need to buy it soon? So you can ask, like, this is qualifying your lead basically, right? So like if you are talking to a consumer, like, can they afford it, right? Number 2 is, can they make decisions? If you're talking to the wife and the husband's the decision maker, or vice versa, well, it doesn't really help you too much. If they don't need it, great. And if they don't need it anytime soon, then like not a qualified lead now. Like in our business, they can be a qualified lead later. But this is where you can like pre-qualify your people. This is where we're trying to figure out, like, how do we do this in our business? We can do this through booking calls. We do this through recruiting for sure. Like if you go to book a call with our team, it's like, are you full-time? Nope. No call. Are you willing to sell minimum of 4 houses a year? No, not a good fit, right? Like stuff like that. You would figure out what it is for you and your business is, I guess, my point. Prepping sales reps for the call, like, know who you're talking to before you get on the call with them. Easy. Like, you can take 5 seconds to read notes, even while they're dialing them. Take 5 seconds to look at the notes. Make it sound like you did your homework. To get more leads, this is for like cold outbound. I'm not gonna really cover much of this. This was like not super relevant for real estate agents. This is relevant for real estate agents and team leaders. So if you looked at all of this, is like a packaging and pricing. Vista PE is a massive private equity company worth bajillions of dollars, and all they do is they take a business and they find out, of all the customers, who's the most valuable customers, the top 20%, right? Pareto principle. 80% of customers bring in, or rather 20% of the customers probably bring in 80% of the revenue. So what they do is they find out who are those top 20%. So like, for example, if you sold 10 houses, who are the top 2 best customers that probably like were the best to work with, the easiest of the everything? How did they find you? So if those best 2 customers, for example, you found through door knocking, and the other 8 you found through open houses, and the 8 were a pain in the ass, but the 2 you got from door knocking were great, let's just do more of the door knocking. Or maybe they all came from door knocking, 2 came from like this area over here, and the other 8 came from this area. It's like, well, let's just door knock more over here, right? Or paid ads, right? All kinds of different ways to do this. For us, from a team perspective, is like we do this all the time. Actually, the first time I heard this, we did it, and we did it 2 years ago, and it like tripled the business. And we looked at all the agents on the team. What did the top 20% that were selling the most have in common? And then we just made that our minimum standard, and we just redid that again. So like our top 20% went way up, and now we're like, what are the new top 20% doing? And we're resetting the standards from there. This is great. I mean, this is so good right here. Said simply, find the top 20% of your customers that make 80% of the revenue. Find out how you got them and what makes them more valuable. Fire the rest of the clients, and then focus all your efforts on getting the 20% to be the new 100, right? Because you could handle the 100 before. If you go down to 20, now you can fill back up to 100 with all the good people, and you 5x the business. This works for team leaders and for agents big time. So here's the questions you ask. Who are they? Demographics, like what do they actually look like? What are they doing? So what actually differentiated them? For us, for example, for the agents, it was they hit 20,000 points in Follow Boss every single month consistently. They know how to use Follow Boss. They do it consistently. They follow our process, meaning they like follow our sales mechanisms. And 4 is they show up. So like, how do we make that happen on purpose versus by accident? What do they actually do? You like, for example, our best recruits, to stay on the same thing, are they watch content before they come in. We see this right now from content. The best leads we have coming in right now by far are people that have watched hours of YouTube. They might have found us on Instagram if they're watching hours of YouTube. That's how they find us. And then where are they coming from? For us, it's YouTube. So like, how can we double, triple, quadruple down on our consumer facing YouTube stuff? Like really, really cool. Split testing. This is like really high level. I don't really want to cover this. Like the notes are here. You can take a screenshot, but are you trying or are you moving mountains? And you can get things done so much faster than you think. So what you think will probably take you 2 months of work will probably take you 2 hours, 2 days, if it really had to happen. And here's the deep thought to like really drive this home is like, this is from an agent recruiting standpoint, you could do the same thing for a consumer, if for an agent selling houses. If your family was going to be killed at the end of the quarter, if you did not recruit, let's say 50 agents, what would you do to save your family? I could figure that out 100%. If my family is going to be killed at the end of, if I had to recruit 50 agents, I could figure that out for sure. So like, why aren't we doing that? Or you as a real estate agent, if you had to sell 10 houses by the end of the year or 10 million by the end of the year, what would you like? Or your family died. Do you know what to do? Yeah, you probably do. You'd probably start picking up the phone, calling more people. So like, why don't you just do that? And it was just like the mind frame there. Like I was like, dang, that's wild. I just listened to the Founders episode of the Founders podcast of Elon. Fantastic, where they talked about this. He brought it up as well too. I won't go too much detail in there, but like that's a wild way to think through things. Really for business operators. Speed is your greatest strategic advantage. It does not need to take forever to do stuff. Did these notes and I could have been like, I'll film this tomorrow. Like it's 8 o'clock. I'm tired. I have like 5 more things I need to film. I could have just done this next week. This video would not have been as good next week because this wouldn't have been as fresh. To take the opposite extreme is like you are slow to everything and you do nothing. Like to make the opposite equal opposite. And the reason strategy is so important is because it unlocks speed. If you know what you're doing, like if you know what you need to do to get there, you can just do it. And it's the greatest point of leverage. And then this house flipping example was just kind of the last thing I talked about. But this is the quote that might go on the wall. I've got 2 different quotes. One's work works. The other one is do the basics at a high level consistently. That's Phil Jones. This might be my Alex Hormozi quote. It's like, what would it take? And it's just like, whatever you're writing down as your goal, whether it's to sell 10 houses this year, 10 million, or sell 50 million, to make 500, to make your first, whatever the number is. Or to live your dream life, like whatever that might be. What would it take to retire your wife? What would it take to get, buy the engagement or whatever? Like, what would it take? And then why aren't you doing that? Is the reality. It's like, are you, how hard are you really trying? And I feel like I try really hard, but like when I hear that, like I could definitely try harder, but what would it take? And then I got some other extras down here. I'll just leave these little screenshots. You can take them. So that's it. I hope you found this valuable. If you did, make sure you're in the community because I have these books that I want to give to you. Super valuable. This has helped me grow my business tremendously. And I wanted to share it with you as well too. So hopefully you like it and I'll see you in the next video.